So, recently, Busch Gardens Tampa decided to release the POV of probably one of the most anticipated coasters that was supposed to open this year, Iron Gwazi. And from what I can tell, everyone's gone ballistic over this ride. I mean, there's so much out there saying, "Oh, this looks like an amazing coaster. Oh, this is gonna be the new best coaster. Oh, is Iron Gwazi like the best coaster in the world?" And there's also just people like, does Iron Gwazi have some like the best layout? And I want to tell you what my thoughts and opinions on Iron Gwazi. And I also want to talk about why are people going crazy over Iron Gwazi? I mean, seriously. I mean, I understand an RMC opens and everyone goes crazy for it. But at some point in time, you have to realize not every RMC is gonna just completely be the best ride in the world. I think a lot of people are going crazy over Iron Gwazi just because of the fact that it is a hyper hybrid, and because most people in the United States have only ridden Steel Vengeance, the only hyper hybrid in the United States, and because of that, I feel like some people are going to just compare it straight to Steel Vengeance. And in my opinion, I don't think that's fair for either ride. Because, in my opinion, both rides have very unique and different layouts with very different elements. I mean, if you try to put, like, cause I've seen videos of people, like, putting side-by-side comparisons between Iron Gwazi's POV and Steel Vengeance POV, they are completely different rides. They maybe have a couple elements in common, but not. And I don't think it's fair to really compare this to any of the other RMCs, especially the hyper hybrids, because from what I can tell, the three hyper hybrids other than Iron Gwazi that have been built are all complete unique. Steel Vengeance is completely different than Zadra. Zadra is completely different than Haikuge. Haikuge is completely different than Iron Gwazi. All four of those rides are completely different from each other. So I don't think it's really fair to even judge this ride based off of rides like Steel Vengeance or Haikuge or Zadra. So I just wanted to say that first up. And second up, why do people think this is going to be one of the best rides in the world? Just why? I mean, yeah, I mean, Iron Gwazi looks like a solid addition. I mean, me personally, I'm not sure if it will be the best ride in the park. I'm not sure if it'll be able to dethrone Montu because I really enjoy Montu. But I mean, it could. I think it's gonna be a solid addition. But I don't think it's gonna be that crazy of an RMC. In my opinion, people are going to do kind of like what happened to Steel Vengeance. People are gonna say it's amazing and say it's the best in the world, and then they're come down to earth a bit. But Steel Vengeance, still people say it's the best ride in the world. But I feel like people are gonna, with most RMCs, it's gonna open and people are just gonna go crazy over it, and then hopefully they'll come back down to earth and won't be ridiculous over it. There's also one element I want to talk about in this ride that I don't understand the hype behind it, and that's like the downward zero G roll. Like, why is this a hyped up element? I don't understand what it does that looks like amazing. I mean, it doesn't look like it's gonna be like an insane airtime moment. I don't think it's really gonna do much in general. I mean, it's just an inversion downwards. How is this different than Twisted Timbers drop? I mean, you hit it at a bit more speed, but like I mean, it will probably feel the exact same as Twisted Timbers drop. It's just like that's like supposedly the most hyped up element on the ride, which in my opinion makes no sense at all because I think the element looks more boring, more like a boring part of the ride than anything else. Something else I also wanted to bring up, one final thing, is that I don't completely understand how they decided to name slash theme the ride. So they gave it the name Iron Gwazi, which it's very original, but like, but like, if Gwazi means lion and tiger, then what does a crocodile have to do with it? It's like one of those words that they can just change the definition whenever they want to, like they did with, like Cedar Fair did with the Giga Coaster, where it has to be 300 feet tall. Nope, now it can have a drop of just 300 feet, but like, I don't understand crocodile. I mean, I guess it makes a little bit of sense because if I remember correctly, next to Iron Gwazi, I believe, over is a crocodile exhibit. I don't remember exactly where it is. I remember it being towards, like, over by that direction, but from what I went. I mean, I guess that makes a little bit of sense, but it's just, this ride, I don't think it deserves the amount of praise it's getting. My opinion, I think people should be a bit more hyped up for rides like Velocicoaster over this, which I know is more of a personal opinion, and I think Velocicoaster looks like a better ride than Iron Gwazi. I guess I could talk about Velocicoaster in another video, but until then, these are my thoughts and opinions on Iron Gwazi, and I just wanted to say, this, please, please don't just, this ride's not gonna be one of the best coasters in the world. It's just not going to be up there. It's really not. But until then, this is the enthusiast. Goodbye.